All right, well, good evening, everybody. Ken Johnson here with you, and just now had a chance to kind of gather my thoughts after that loss by the Cowboys. And if you're watching my picks yesterday, I said that, and I'm going to have to toot my own horn, I guess. I picked the today. I went undefeated this weekend. I picked the Eagles to beat the Giants. I picked. Last night, picked the. Who played last? Oh, the Eagles played last night. Who played yesterday? Oh yeah, the Chiefs to beat the Jaguars, and I also said that the Bengals would beat the Bills, and then unfortunately in a close game, low scoring game, defensive battle, I kind of thought the Niners would edge the Cowboys, and I thought the Cowboys in the first half outplayed the 49ers. Second half the defense wore down, but I blame the offense. The offensive line did not do a good job of blocking for Dak Prescott, but Dak, on the other hand, looked awful. I don't understand him. There's times he looks great, and then when it really matters, this is what his legacy will wind up being. Too bad. Great guy, great leader, but I love the man, and as a man, as a person, and I'm not dogging him. And he's certainly way better than I could ever do, but I don't know that Dak's going to ever get him to the championship. Maybe if Sean Payton was the coach, maybe they could. Sean Payton could make a difference for Dak. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm throwing the bank and giving Sean Payton full control of my team, saying, come on in, do what you got to do. I bet Sean Payton would make a difference. Tony Pollard going out tonight made hurt really bad. So. All right, well, enough about that. Football season pretty much over with for me. I don't have the dog in the race. Guess I'm going to pull for Joe Cool next week. Other than that, I cannot stand the Eagles. I despise the 49ers. Always have, and I hate the Eagles. I'm not I don't dislike either AFC team. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I love to watch the Bengals play because I do like Joe Burrow. So I'll be watching them next week. And I'll pull for the AFC this year in the Super Bowl. All right, it was good to have my kids on with me today, or had Cape on with me and his friends. They gave some fun sports analysis, and I really enjoyed having them on with me at halftime. And if you got a chance to join me on there and be a part of that, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do some stuff like that again in the future. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of weather. All right, so let's look at the weather data. The evening weather data is in, and they're really getting a whole lot in the way of changes in the forecast. I will say that the high resolution data is that the high resolution models are starting to get in on the act now too. They look fairly similar. I will say that the model that I'm kind of a little disappointed in, I thought would be a little more optimistic about things and kind of help clarify the forecast a little better, was the HER model. And it kind of looks odd to me, and we'll kind of talk about that here in just a moment. Kind of play that out too, and kind of give some thoughts on that. So let's, without further ado, let's kind of look into the weather data here. One person says I can't hear you, but most everybody else says I can hear you. So if you can't hear me, turn your computer or your phone up a little bit here. And remember, we're doing this on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live now too, so you can get me on both of those locations. If you look there at the bottom of the screen, you can see my handlers there. All right, so Casey says she can hear me. Thanks for the update, I can hear. So yes, all right. Let's dig in. We're going to start by looking at the old reliable NAM model, the North American model, which to me is not a very good model most of the time, but sometimes it can be. All right, this is again the storm system itself. There it is moving across. This has not changed a bit. There we are by lunchtime on Tuesday, and there's that main upper air storm system moving right over Wichita Falls there. You can see that circle right over us. And usually along and north of the track is where you usually find the heaviest snow bands with these things, but sometimes they can look a little bit different. Every system's a little bit different in general, but it's that upper air storm system again that's producing the cold air that could create, that could cause the precipitation to change over to snow. But again, this would be the system that's impacting us on Tuesday. Now this is going to start off as rain. No doubt about it. This will definitely start off as rain over most of it. And I think it'll, and the good news, and something I'm not focused on enough, is the fact that this could be some good rainmaker. It's going to be a good rainmaker for us too, a good moisture maker for us. So that is some good news. We need that. All right, so let's put this in motion. Here we are, first thing on Tuesday morning with precipitation breaking out across the area in the form of rain. Now, the NAM computer model is breaking out snow by Tuesday morning across our western counties, and then it transitions most of the area over to snow by lunchtime and kind of carries that over into the afternoon with a nice period of moderate to heavy snow into the late afternoon, early evening hours, and the kind of the backside of that. To get heavy snowfall accumulations, it really needs to snow heavily for an extended period of time. And it looks like there could be a period of decent snow with this based off the NAM model. That could be several hours of snow, especially across the west. And the model does represent a heavier bullseye total out west. And I've kind of thought this all along, that there could be some areas out west that may wind up seeing more snow than what I have in my forecast. And you know, I'm not real comfortable with making, snow forecast until you get right up to the event. It's real difficult because these models change so much, and just a little shift here or there can be the difference between, getting no snow at all and then getting walloped with a bunch. Now, if you're down towards the Metroplex, this snowstorm will probably miss you to the northwest. One thing that I noticed are trends, and most computer models paint a nice wide swath of some decent snowfall amounts from northwest Texas all the way into southern Missouri, with most of Oklahoma getting in on the act. So that is the NAM model. I'm going to show you the higher resolution version. This is called the NAM 3K. And if you look, this is this precip type. And let's put that into motion. And it too, it tries to transition that area across our western counties into snow pretty quickly in the morning. But here's one thing that you see. You got a little storm center that's developed kind of down towards south of San Angelo. Out ahead of it, you probably have a line of thunderstorms that's going to develop. That'll probably be a line of severe storms across East Texas. And that heavy precipitation from those storms feeds back into the cold air. And that should, when you get that heavy burst of precipitation, that should allow for the air to cool enough to produce snow, I would think. If you look, it does transition. But this is one thing, too, that I've been noticing on some of the higher resolution models. If you look, there's a little patch of green, and I'm not sure why that's there. Unless there's a little area or a little small pocket of warm air that some of the models are picking up on. And, it just takes a little warm air to cause this to mix over with some rain, and that, too, can temper with your snowfall amounts. But in general, I still expect accumulating snows. Just based, and this is just one model. That's the 3K NAM, has 9 inches in Lawton, 7.4 in Wichita Falls, but it's still kind of that northwest Texas and the southern western parts of Oklahoma, southern Oklahoma area where the heaviest swath shows up on the higher resolution NAM. But again, like I say, the NAM model is only good. It's pretty bad, but sometimes, if that makes sense, it's bad unless it isn't, if that makes sense to you. The GFS is just now coming out, but what we're trying to do is trying to follow trends with where the models are picking up on the heavier snowfall amounts. And of course, the high resolution models get data in, and they're going to change. Here's the HER model, which I love. This is my favorite model of any of them usually. And this does have that snow area, the Texas Panhandle into western Oklahoma. This also has some snow breaking out already by first thing Tuesday morning across our western counties. And that seems to be a pretty good consensus amongst the models that's where we see the snow start first. Now, this also brings heavy precipitation into the Wichita Falls area, and that transitions us over to snow. But you can see there's a little warm pocket there. It kind of puts the brakes on there once it gets just west of Henrietta and just barely south of Wichita Falls. And much like the 3K NAM, this too has a little small pocket of warmer temperatures in there, but that could be a flaw in the model, so I don't know. That doesn't seem accurate to me but it could be. And this particular model may be transitioning precipitation over too fast. Sometimes the HER model does that. I don't know that this is going to be the case. Like it shows more heavy snows over towards Monte County, another separate band. I don't think that that's going to happen. I do think that this is the accurate band across our western counties. And look at how it snows heavily there for a while. And then that area kind of transitions eastward into the afternoon and evening hours. So this kind of makes, this is why I hate forecasting snow so much, especially in situations like this. Because that's not going to be accurate. Like that snow area it shows over in Arkansas, that's probably not accurate, I wouldn't think. But the area you see from Oklahoma City down into northwest Texas probably is accurate. You know, we may want to look at some sounding data here too. And I'll have to go to another site to do that. You can't look at it on here. Let's look at the 0Z GFS computer model and see what it shows. But I'll show you the snowfall accumulations showing up from the HER model real fast here. Whoops, that's not what I want to show. But see, it shows that area of heavy snow over especially Monte, Ford, and Wilbarger County. And it does bring it to Wichita Falls, but look at how it just cuts that area of snow off sharply to the east. And again, I'm going to do I'm doing some analysis here, and I'll do some inspections of some stuff too while we're on. Don't you just love sitting here through my boring weather talks? This is the 0Z, or the evening run to the GFS, and there's our storm center. It tracks it pretty much the way it's been doing all along, and it has it kind of just southeast of Wichita Falls there, moving into southeastern Oklahoma. So let's see what it does with precipitation here. Actually, I want to look at 850 temperatures. These are temperatures about 5,000 feet off the Earth's surface. This is very important in finding where your snow might be. You want to look for where it's below zero. See, now here it is. The GFS Model 2 has this. As of lunchtime, there's a pocket. Here's your 850 low here. This is your 5,000 foot low right there. And there's a pocket of warm air just northwest of it. So that might delay the transition. Now it quickly gets that out of here and shifts it east by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're looking at all snow at this point in time. But the question is, remember what I said, duration. Do we see it start off as rain, change to snow, or mix with some snow, go back to rain, and then go to all snow? How heavy is the precipitation at that time? That all plays a role here. Now that we're getting closer to things, the models are starting to pick up on some question marks that we were having all along here. All right, so see, here your GFS computer model is. It has snow by 6 a.m. across our western counties. And then it has snow pretty much in that line, pretty much has Wichita Falls just starting at rain and then going over the snow fast. But I just don't know that that's going to happen. It still looks to me like the longest duration of snow is just northwest of Wichita Falls. That's what it looks like to me anyway. But we'll have to kind of wait and see how the runs. Weather data tomorrow should become a little more accurate. The GFS is about 5.4 in the falls, and then kind of has that band of heavier snow, southern Oklahoma, far northwest Texas. One thing I want to do before we go here, I'm going to go over to another source. Makes it so difficult. Snow, I hate forecasting snow, y'all. I don't like winter weather as it is, and I really don't like snow. It is fun to forecast, I will say that. It is fun, it's challenging, and I do like a challenge. But it just, model by model comes out, and it makes you start second guessing yourself, and it makes you change your forecast sometime when you don't need to. But there's trends in the evening data that we have to keep an eye on. Am I saying it's not going to snow? Absolutely not, because it is going to snow. But the question is, how much snow we get will depend on how long it snows for, when that transition takes place. I'm thinking the afternoon for the most part. Maybe a little bit earlier out west, but I think the afternoon will be the best time frame for when the snow starts to fall where the rain transitions to snow over into Wichita Falls. So let's look at I'm going to look at some sounding data here. Whoops. All right, so I'm going to look at something here. This is showing me 9 o'clock in the morning. See, all right, if you follow me here, the red and the green is moisture or dew point temperature. The red is the temperature itself. This little 0 represents freezing. It's 0 degrees Celsius. Now, if you follow the little green line, this would be about 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, this first line you see, and the bottom line is the Earth's surface. And you go on up to 500 here, that would be roughly 20,000 feet in the atmosphere, and end up to 30 and 40 and so on. So you can see all this area is below freezing. So your precipitation starts off as a snowflake. It falls all the way down, stays a snowflake, and it gets right above the Earth's surface, and it says, oh, it's beginning to get warm, so it starts to melt. A lot of times you get these big old fat flakes in situations like this because you start to get melting. But as a melting takes place, oftentimes the latent heat processes take over and it cools the atmosphere. So that is something we'll see. You'll have to have heavy precipitation for this to change over to snow. But if it's coming down hard enough and you have enough snowflakes melting, it will definitely cool the atmosphere. All right, let's move this out. Here we are by lunchtime. Our model does show a favorable sounding for snow. That would be a mostly snow sounding there. It shows us at 33 degrees at this point in time. But keep in mind, we could be a little bit colder than that. So it is a fairly marginal situation as far as temperatures go. If you look over here, this shows snow. Let's see what this would be in Arkansas. Well, I don't know. I said that probably wouldn't happen, but that's a snow sounding forecast sounding there too. That's a good snow sounding there. So maybe the model is picking up on something. See what I'm saying, how difficult this can be? But see, I don't understand why we have this here. There's also a dry slot we may have to deal with too. Like, I don't understand why we have this little area of green showing up. But see, it shows this as being, that's why it shows this being at 37. So, you know, my thoughts are with this is, if we have heavy enough precip, it causes everything to change over to snow, but if it lightens up, it transitions back to rain. So it kind of might be one of those situations where we have rain, then snow, rain, snow mix, all snow, all, you know, back to a little light rain. This looks to me like just a wet snow accumulation, and it's one of those things where we probably this is a weatherman's nightmare. You know, I've always said, my mentor David Hartman always told me, if you live by the models, you're going to die by it. Of course, that's back before they had all this high tech stuff and how they had all these high resolution data, weather computers and stuff and whatnot. So I don't know. But I do believe the areas across southwest Oklahoma, northwest Texas will get some pretty good snow out of this. And I'm not playing the situation down at all. I'm not saying my forecast is going to be accurate. I'm just saying it's a difficult forecast, and just be ready for changes to possibly be made. All right, so let's try to take the opportunity here to answer a few questions if you have any. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to go back up here a little ways. Snow and Bowie, you probably will get some snow and Bowie. How much, again, it remains to be seen. You're not my favorite area for it. My favorite area would be Wichita Falls and Westwood, but you could get some there, so we'll see. We'll see how much you get. I agree. Let's get the rain. Let's leave out the snow. I don't mind getting, forecasting snow and whatnot. If we could just get consistency. It's hard when you don't have consistency in your weather data. So the weather models, they're consistent in showing snow. They're consistent in showing accumulations, but what they're not consistent with is showing the exact location, exact heavier bands. European computer model is all in North Texas. A lot of the other data is kind of across southern Oklahoma and down into northwest Texas. That's probably where I'll update my forecast to tomorrow, probably. Yes, that's right, William. Probably picking up on heavier rain, and those pockets of heavier rain could bring the cold air down faster at the surface. That is exactly right, William. You've been listening to me. Actually, I think you probably follow weather yourself, so you probably, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, William. I'm proud of you there, bud. Ron, you're a good guy. You're one of my biggest fans. Thank you. Hey, and I went undefeated this weekend too, by the way. If I could have bet the way I like to bet, I would have gone undefeated, but unfortunately I couldn't. So that's a different story. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my YouTube page. I'm going to do more on that too. I'm not stopping Facebook by any means. It's just I'm going to do more stuff over on YouTube as well. Yeah, oh yeah, Katie, you're definitely getting it snow in Vernon, and you're getting Lubbock. You're getting snow. Your snow comes on Tuesday morning, and I don't know that you're going to be in the sweet spot, but you'll get some snow over that way. What's worse to forecast? Ryan wants to know. What's worse to forecast? Snowstorms or ice storms? They're both hard, but I'd say ice storms probably probably harder. There's a lot of other things that pop up in an ice storm that make it very, very difficult. So, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But yes, there are definitely it's definitely hard. I'd say definitely harder to forecast an ice storm than it is a snowstorm. So, all right, what else do we have here? Yeah, there was a little snow this morning. I heard about a little bit of snow in Bryson, Texas. I heard a little bit of snow around the area this morning. Graham will get some snow too. How much, I don't know yet. I don't think you're in a sweet spot either, but you could. Road conditions probably will just be wet and maybe a little slushy at times. I think they'll be fine, Terry. Amarillo, you're all snow, but I don't think you're in the hot spot, the heaviest spot. I think the worst of it's going to be southeast of you. I think the snow, Megan, would end in the evening, and whatever falls probably will melt off. And I don't think this is going to be a situation where we cancel schools. I just don't think so. Yes, it will snow in Vernon, Katie. Could be a little sleet, but not much. I think this is mostly snow, to be honest about it. Damn. What was the final score? The Cowboys lost by 7. What was it? 16-9. And yes, snow and rain. Ross Thompson, We Just Thirsty. Is a Comanche storm tracker going to be out? Yeah, it'll definitely be out. Matter of fact, I might do. I've got some storm chasers I'm trying to get up with me and get up now. So I'm probably going to may have one or two of them out Thursday as well. I need some people out west. Yes, you'll get some snow in Randolette. You may get some real heavy snow in Randolette too, Paula. I think Vernon does get a good bit of snow. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Lake Kickapoo, you're going to get some good rain, and you will get some snow too. We've had some good viewers here, and again, remember that when you're watching or when you're not watching, if you want to get my alerts, you have to go in and manually turn on the alerts. If not, you're not going to get them. Meta has changed things up now, and you no longer are just going to get the alerts. With some of the new updates they put out, of course, Meta's updating stuff all the time. And you don't even realize it when they update and do things. They just do it. And then they go in and they make it harder for you to do things. I don't know why they can't just leave one well enough alone. But you now have to go into my page or where you've liked my page or whatnot and go into the settings and turn the notifications on. Because if not, you will not get the updates. You will not get the notifications, rather. Yeah, Childress, you're going to get some snow out that way. You'll be mostly snow, in fact. I think you're going to get some pretty good snow over that way. It just depends on, Heather, it just depends on where you're at. Across the western parts of the area, southwest Oklahoma, northwest Texas, southern Oklahoma could see quite a bit. The eastern counties may not see quite as much. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. It just depends on where these heavy bands of snow set up, where that little warm pocket extends. It's just a lot goes into this. And a lot can wind up changing in just a matter of just 12 hours, a matter of 6 hours. Lots can change. I've always said the best way to forecast snow is just to wait and see where everything kind of lines up. Then you put your forecast together and you won't miss it. But unfortunately, that's not the business that we're in. We've got to forecast and put together a forecast that you can trust. And like I say, it's not easy. And in some places, if you're wanting snow, will be very disappointed, while others will be very happy. So that's with any snowstorm, though. I'm glad you got me on your live feed, Tony. Steve, it just depends on where you're at. In the morning, again, you're going to start off as rain, but out west, see snow first, and then we'll transition to snow over closer, I think, to Wichita Falls by midday into the afternoon. Could be a period, though, where it kind of changes back and forth between rain and snow. It just depends on how heavy the precipitation is. It has to be heavy. Heavy brings the cold air down. Whenever the precipitation lightens up some, then it might transition to some rain at those times. So we'll have to just kind of wait and see how it all plays out. And, of course, I'll have more updates tomorrow. Tomorrow's information should be fairly accurate. So, all right, well, I don't really have anything else to add, I don't believe. I can't think of anything else that I really want to talk about on here. So, I guess just be ready for updates tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be getting ready for it. Again, I don't think this is going to be a situation where we cancel school. Or delay or anything like that. I think we're going to be fine to just keep things like they are. And I don't even think it's a situation where we should be canceling businesses either. That's just the way I think they look at it right now anyway. Of course, schools are going to play it safe. They're not going to put buses on roads that might have a chance to be a little slushy. So we'll just play that by ear too and just kind of wait and see what happens with that. No, Lubbock, you're going to see snow in Lubbock, Julie. You will definitely see snow in Lubbock. You won't, it'll be mostly snow down there too. Most of yours comes in late tomorrow night and early on Tuesday. It should be out of there by the afternoon, I would think. My daughter is actually in Lubbock now, so. Ken, who do you like going into the championship games next weekend? I like Cincinnati, and unfortunately, I like the 49ers. That defense is tough. And I can't stand either. I cannot stand the Eagles, and I cannot stand the 49ers, either one. So, I'm going to go with a Bengal 49ers Super Bowl, and I'm going to have the Bengals winning that one. So this is the Bengals' year. Yeah, moderate impact's probably right, Corey. That's probably about right. All right. Well, I, again, appreciate you guys following me here on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page. Find that if you hadn't liked it yet and followed me there, follow that. I'm also on TikTok. My TikTok handler is let's see, what is my TikTok handler here? My TikTok handle is Weatherman Ken Johnson, just real easy. I don't do as much on TikTok as I do here on my other platforms, to be honest about it. I don't do much on TikTok at all. I like to watch it. Oh, yeah. Come here, Lucky. Come here. Come say hi to your fans. Come here. Come here. Come here, Lucky. Here's the weather dog, guys. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Let me ask you, is it going to snow, Lucky? Come on. Is it going to snow, buddy? Hmm? There's Lucky. Here, I'll get my phone off my camera here and you can see Lucky. Lucky. Is it going to snow, buddy? What do you think? You think snow? Well, he seems not very enthusiastic.
Be your best you with Poppia's 20.
Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that was my little Lucky dog. He was one of the ones that was missing the other night. We're still getting people that are coming up to us and asking about our dogs, and I just can't believe I still can't just get over the outpouring of love that we've seen from you guys. All the people that still ask us about our dogs. Just amazing. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, that's my little dog. He's a good boy. He's the best boy. I love him. All right, I'm gonna go watch. I've been watching on Netflix. My wife and I are big fans of that '70s show, and Netflix started with with that '90s show, and we've been watching that this weekend. We went to Chocolate Soiree, of course, on Friday night. That was a lot of fun. We had to go to a memorial service yesterday at Henrietta, and while I was in Henrietta, you wouldn't believe this, but I ran into a lady that graduated from a high school in my hometown, Brandon High School. And when she lived in that area, she used to watch me when I worked for WAPT, which is the ABC station over there. And then she said I left one day, and then she moved out here and then turned the TV on, and there I was. So that's pretty odd. You don't see that every day. But we had a great time at the Chocolate Soiree, and we had, that was a real nice memorial service last night over in Henrietta. Real nice. Just couldn't believe how many people showed up for that service. There probably had to be 1,000 people there, 500,000 people. Like PR rodeo, honestly. But yeah, back to that 90s show. We've been watching it. And yeah, Bud says Red makes the show. He does. Red and Kitty are the best characters in the show. Of course, I love Fez. That's my favorite character on the '70s show. And I'm just not really liking the '90s show that much, though. I don't like the kid actors they got on there. To me, they just it's a reach. It's just, to me, just not that good. I mean, I watch it, but it's just eh. My wife likes it, but I'm just not super crazy about it. But I'll watch it though. I'll watch it. All right, everybody. Let me tell you a quick story about Lucky, and then I'll let you go. I know you're probably getting tired of hearing me ramble on. Now I'm just rambling. Last night I'm having a nightmare. And of course, Lucky will sometimes sleep on the bed with us. He's great to snuggle with, but he will only snuggle for a little while. But anyway, I'm having a nightmare. I'm dreaming that I'm in a haunted house. And I have this reoccurring dream of this for whatever reason. There's always a ghost in the house. But anyway, it wasn't a ghost, it was a demon. And I'm yelling out in my sleep in the middle of the night. I woke Kelly up, and Lucky lays over on me. He knows something's going on, stressing. He lays over on me, and it wakes me up, and he calms me down. Thinking to myself, man, that's some dog there. He's a fantastic dog. So, yeah, Amarillo's going to get a little snow up your way, but you're not the sweet spot, I don't think. So, all right, I've rambled on long enough. So I'm going to let you go, and if you all will be looking for those notifications, I'll have another update tomorrow morning, and I'll probably wait for my update until the afternoon. It'll probably be tomorrow afternoon, I would think, and then we'll of course we'll do some stuff on News Channel 6 as well. So, all right, y'all.